AOA Podcast, back for another episode. Frankie C in the house.
What's happening? Did you call it the Anyway Podcast?
AOA Podcast.
No.
I'll just say it really fast now.
I like Anyway Podcast. Let's change
Anyway.
the name.
Carole Baskin's ex-husband found alive. Here's what I love about this story. This happened over a year ago, and like nobody cared, which makes me care again.
I kind of still don't. I don't even know who this guy is. Is he the crocodile guy?
No. He's the
Tiger King
guy.
That's what I meant. Crocodiles, tigers.
Trump returning to Twitter. It's all the same, right? I mean,
there's a shock.
How Shakira discovered she was being cheated on. This is fascinating. This is chilling. Jeremy
Were her hips lying to her?
No. They were honest.
Oh, good.
She was truthful. So were the hips.
Good.
Jeremy Renner's 911 call. Chilling. Really chilling. Elon Musk had an auction. And question of the day, what would you do? You walked outside, saw a plastic bag. You open it up. There's $25,000 in that plastic bag. What would you do next? That's question of the day. All that and more on this episode, baby.
We have to answer that, right?
We do have to answer that.
Think about it.
I mean, you don't have to answer whatever you don't want to, but I'm saying that's
I'll answer.
Nice little fun thing to think about.
That is fun.
All right, the pride of the pandemic, the Tiger King, which
I thought we were the pride of the pandemic.
That's true. It was a moment for us. You never watched the Tiger King.
I watched about 30 seconds of it, and then I went, nah, I don't feel like what. I turned it off. I was like, I can't get into this.
That's amazing. And by the way, it is so typical Frank to just swim against the current of whatever.
Nothing to do with the current.
Everybody was home. Everybody was streaming. That was the first thing we all ran to. And Frank was like, not for me.
See, you're the tuna, and I'm the salmon, because the tuna swim with the current. The salmon swim against it. No, but it had nothing to do with the current. We watched it. We started watching it, and the first thing we saw was, this is not a spoiler, this is literally the first couple of minutes of the first episode, was there was like I don't even know what kind of cat it was. Let's call it a panther. I don't know. And it was in like some back of a truck being shipped somewhere. And we were like, we got the feeling that we were going to see a lot of like mistreated animals. So we were like, yeah, I'm not in the mood for this. I'm not going to watch this. So that just didn't vibe with us. Weren't in the mood for that. Hate seeing that. So that was out.
Yeah. And see, I, on the other hand, love animal cruelty. I like to watch it.
For those who are not familiar with the show, that is Anthony joking, because let's not, if you're going to send hate mail.
The last episode. Now, I don't know if Hey Would You Blow Me was being facetious, but he left us a comment on the last episode because we were talking about poker at your house, and I had gotten mad that you invited a friend of a friend, and I was like saying how like, oh yeah, because I don't want strangers around because I like to relax, hang back, play some poker, use some racial slurs, do all.
To be technically accurate, I did not invite a friend of a friend. I invited the friend, and then he asked if he could bring
bring a friend, right? So whatever.
I said, all right, fine.
So I said that, and I think I may have cracked that joke twice or in two different kind of forms. And I think Hey Would You Blow Me was messing with me because he's like, why, do you really mean that? It sounded like I'm like,
with a name like Hey Would You Blow Me, I take him seriously no matter what he says.
But I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's been around for a while. I think he kind of gets that mostly 90% of the things that come out of this mouth, at least.
I think
it's a joke.
Well, it's one of those cried wolf situations because we're not going to know when you're serious. If you're always, if you throw the jokes around as if they were serious.
I just get so bored.
Hello from Holland. Sorry, go ahead.
What happened?
Hello from Holland, or hello from Holland.
Hello, is that how they say hello in Holland? Hello.
I don't know. So this person says it.
Hello to you too. What is Holland known for besides making tunnels?
Jerk. Windmills, tulips,
windmills and tulips,
and clogs. I want to say.
I don't know why I think every European country that's not Italy, Spain, and France is just known for chocolate. I don't know why. I just feel that way. Like every one of them just kind of makes good chocolate.
That's not that far. You got Switzerland. Like I said, that's good chocolate. Germany. There's German.
Belgian chocolate. Belgium chocolate.
Yeah.
Right?
Some good chocolate places. I feel like Italy is a big chocolate place. No.
Yeah, maybe. Dag.
Dag means hello.
I guess so.
Cool. Well, dag to you.
What up, Dag?
That's pretty cool.
The hell were we saying?
Dag, dog.
You're the man now, Dag.
I don't know what that is.
What movie?
So what is this guy? He was the Tiger King. He's the Tiger King. He's the one with the mullet.
No,
no.
So what came from the whole Tiger King thing was Tiger King guy. I forget his name, but he hated. What was Tiger King's name? The fuck was his name? You forget, right? Nobody remembers anymore. Joe something. Joe Dag, I think his name is. Anyway,
right.
He hated Carole Baskin, and there was this whole thing, but Carole Baskin was like the crusader of like Joe Exotic. Thank you. Carole Baskin was like, "Oh, I'm saving all the tigers," and Joe Exotic's killing all the tigers, and Joe Exotic was like paying people to kill Carole Baskin, and then Joe Exotic was like, "You think I'm bad killing tigers? What about Carole Baskin? She killed her ex-husband."
So wait, he was killing tigers at the? Is that what was going on?
Well, they think he was. Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of speculation because like they're really cute and adorable when they're baby tigers, and there's like a lot of money to be made for like the people want to take pictures with baby tigers when they're like harmless and cute and everything like that. So they make a lot of money on the baby tigers. And then when they get older, you can't put people in a cage with them to take pictures, and then all they do is eat. So it's like he was accused. Him and a bunch of other people, they were accused of just like killing the tigers because they're on these huge farms, Frank. So nobody
I thought this was like a reality show, like this guy volunteered for, and he was like, do a show about me. This was like a documentary investigating him.
It was a documentary. Yes, it was a documentary, and then they uncovered all this thing. But they followed them for like 5 years. It was like a real big.
I don't want to see baby tigers, and then they get killed.
Yeah, you would have hated that. We all hated it, but we had nothing else to do. Remember, the world was falling apart. We were just.
I remember. I was there.
We were panicking. We were like, all right, this is kind of interesting. We'll watch this train wreck.
No, I couldn't do it. No thanks.
Anyway, so one of the things that came out of that was everybody's like, well, you think we're bad, but Carole Baskin killed her ex-husband. And so then like it became the story of like what happened to Carole Baskin's ex-husband. That became like a whole portion of the documentary where he flew down to Costa Rica apparently and kind of disappeared, and nobody knew if there were theories, and it was suggested that she killed him, fed him to the tigers that she had on her farm.
Interesting theory. How many freaking tiger farms? What's going on down there?
There's a lot. There was like 5 or 6, and they were like building more. It was
and
like
that's
a
legal.
Yeah,
it's legal to have tiger farms in Florida.
I think in some states. I don't know. Like I don't know about. Probably not New York. You can't really do anything here.
Get your shit together. What are we doing? Tiger farms.
That's what they're doing.
I can't.
By the way, there was at least 2 or 3 of our friends who had pictures with baby tigers. Like that was a thing over the last 10 years.
I mean, I get zoos. At least there's people taking care of them, and there's maybe studying going on, safe environments, like but like a.
Well, but that's the thing. You can't. It's hard to tell because people would just go, "I'm going to open up a zoo," and it's not like.
You have to have like. You have to be like a. I feel like this should be so much training and so many licenses and so many, a rigorous thing to open up especially a zoo.
But even with that, I mean, how easy is it to just have a license, have everything on the up and up, and then when's the inspector going to come back again? 6 months, a year, 2 years? Then you can do.
It should be random, like a food inspector. They come whenever they show up. Whenever they show up.
Mikey commenting, I'd give the 25,000 to Frankie C. We're looking for good answers.
It's my new favorite favorite listener right there.
I don't care for that answer.
It's nice. It's a good one.
So anyway, then this guy disappears. This is all the speculation. Maybe she fed him to the tigers. Maybe this, maybe that. They do Tiger King 2, which I did not partake in, and I don't think anybody really did. And then
This time it's personal. I mean, what the hell was it?
more Kingerer.
Right.
And then so that was that. And then right after Tiger King 2, she discovers that her ex-husband's alive.
So all right, so this just happened. He's been found alive. Who found him? Authorities? I mean, was he on the run from authorities and they picked him up somewhere?
So Carole Baskin said that the Department of Homeland Security had told her that they had been in touch with her former spouse. He hates this woman so much that after all this huge speculation, he still wasn't talking to her. He was like, I'll just go through the Department of Homeland Security. Just let her know I'm alive still.
So why did he disappear?
Jay, do you remember why Carole Baskin's husband left? I mean, if you watch her for 2 minutes, you kind of get the gist, but.
I'm a savage. Classy, bougie, ratchet. That's what I think. Every time I hear her name, I think of that song on it was a TikTok one. Yeah.
So why did the husband leave?
Well, I mean, look at her. That's one thing. Have you been in her presence for more than 5 minutes? They didn't really say exactly why he left, but it wasn't that he left.
Well, they thought he was dead.
They thought she fed him to tigers.
Yeah, because wasn't he like cheating with his secretary or something like that?
Ooh.
Later, I want to discover. I don't
know. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Anyway,
and Rob, I'm not a big fan of zoos either. I just mean for like studying and keeping them safe. Sanctuaries is what I mean. Go ahead.
What I find fascinating though is that they literally discovered this guy wasn't alive at the end of 2021, and nobody gave a shit. And now all of a sudden, it's going viral that he was found alive.
But if he was found alive a while ago, though, what's the big deal now?
Nobody cared. Like it was like, oh, we found the ex-husband, and it was like, oh, okay. And now here we are a year later, and it's like, did you know that Carole Baskin's ex-husband was alive? And then all of a sudden, that's going viral.
I think we probably didn't want to acknowledge it back then because the jokes were still pretty good.
I don't know.
Like feeding the cat, we thought, you fed the guy to the tiger, that whole thing.
I just don't know if we ever lost interest in something more as a country than the Tiger King people.
I mean not me.
What fell harder post-pandemic, Tiger King or making bread from home? I'm not sure. Because I bet you there's
bread definitely.
There's got to be at least 1 to 200 million bread makers sitting in garages at this very moment, unused.
You know what you do? You look on Craigslist, and it's got to be a big surge of them, or eBay, and they're probably flooded now with bread. I don't even know, bread makers,
that bread maker market right now is fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Did you make your own bread?
We sure did. It was delightful too. And that's the heartbreaking thing. Who cares about Tiger King? That homemade bread, there was nothing like it, man. There was nothing like it.
Was it worth it?
Yes.
All right.
I enjoyed it thoroughly. I still wish we made bread from home. I'm telling you this right now. I wish we made eggs from home. That's what I'm really wishing.
Right. Then you would have been rich.
What?
Yeah, you ever heard the eggs thing? It's like eggs are like $8 in the store now.
Oh, yeah, that
quadrupled in price.
Thanks, Joe Biden.
Thanks a lot, Joe Biden.
Thanks, Joe Biden.
Here's the other thing too. Like we talked about this on the podcast the other day, that they were saying like, oh, we might ban gas stoves because they're bad for you. Have you heard another peep about that?
No,
because only from. I mean, I don't want to get into it.
Only from
people on Republicans on Twitter. They're coming for my stoves and from my cold dead hands. Like they're treating it like it's the Second Amendment. You can't take my stove. It's like grow the fuck up. If it's bad for you and you gotta return it, it's like a recall. If your car is fucked up and there's a recall, you gotta return it. What do you want to do? What are you gonna? Oh, you'll take my car for my cold. Yeah, well, if you once the thing kills you, then we could take it from you, and that's the thing. I mean, if your stove.
Frank's rant is brought to you by GE. Frank's been bought by Big Gas Stove.
I haven't had a gas stove in a long time. We don't have gas, in this house at all, except for the obvious.
You are such a lib.
There's no. We moved into this house, and that's what it had. We didn't change anything.
Go ahead, Greta Stoveberg. Tell us more.
I knew he was gonna. I just had a feeling.
Jeez.
Go ahead, you and your electric stove. Tell us how great
It's a good
is.
stove. You can't do that. I mean, the only drawback is when you pick it up off of the coils or whatever. It's a flat thing. It's not like gonna cook it a little light. Like if you use a gas stove, you have the flame and you can pick it up and do whatever you're gonna do with the pan. This you have to kind of leave it down on the stove.
I'll just say it. Cooking with a gas stove is 100 times better than an electric one. It sucks.
It's really not that bad. I cook with it all the time. It is. It's not bad at all. We enjoy it.
You have an electric one?
No.
Wait, I was not paying attention. I'm sorry.
Obviously. I literally was just talking about how I have only electric in the house.
Okay, let's be honest. You hardly cook. So you don't really know.
We both cook.
How often do you cook, Frank? Do you personally cook?
Twice a week.
Like
you cook twice a week?
Like what do you cook?
Roughly.
Does that seem like a lie?
That's 100% lie.
That's once or twice a week, I'd say.
If you said once a month, I would have thought that was too much.
What do you cook?
He doesn't cook with paprika. We know that.
Steaks, burgers, pasta.
Wait, are you making the steaks and the burgers outside on a grill?
No.
Okay.
To be honest,
I don't know if I could talk to you now.
To be honest, I have a grill. I haven't used the grill in 2 years.
What?
Can we just address something here? I feel like Janine was about to discount cooking steaks and burgers as if that was not cooking.
That really isn't, though.
See, I knew it. I knew it. She was going to call that like man cooking or some shit.
Yeah, it's not.
It's heat and meat. There's no skill. There's skill to it. You gotta know what you're doing.
That's what I call my Friday nights. No, I'm sorry. I don't. It's cooking, but it's no thought. You literally just put the meat on the grill, because if you cook it in the house, then it's another story.
If that's all
you like to cook steak in the house.
In the pan.
Oh, I cooked steak stovetop and then finished in the oven is actually the real way you should.
That's how you're supposed.
Really?
Depends on what kind of steak you have. If it's thick, you got to start it on the top in the pan and then finish it in the oven. If it's a thin steak, all in the pan on the top. It depends. And there's a lot of thought that goes. You think it's just you take the meat and put it on the thing. It's the right seasoning, the right temperature, how long you cook it, their sides, all this stuff. It's not just throw the meat on the grill.
Such a man answer.
A manser.
Yeah. Now he's mansplaining me. See, he just mansplained me.
You asked. You challenged it. You brought it up. You said,
I'm going to show you that.
Am I not supposed to defend steak cooking?
I don't know what to say about that. I just don't really think it's actually like you're cooking a meal. I think
it's not a recipe with 17 steps and prep and all that. I agree. Yes. It's still cooking.
It's still cooking.
You're still cooking eggs.
That's for men.
And it does have a lot of ingredients. The steaks I make sometimes, I get the garlic in there with the butter, the thyme, the different seasonings, all this stuff in there.
Did you say thyme?
Thyme. You got to put some thyme in there. A little thyme.
I can't picture. I don't think Frank cooks. I don't
think so either. And that's okay because I'd say nobody in our group does except two guys. Ray the cop and my brother-in-law. Those are the only two people who ever cook.
And your co-host.
I cook. I mean, I do not cook as often as I.
What do you cook? And if you say you put a steak on the fucking grill, I'm going to come through this screen.
The skirt steak, flank steak.
Steak is cooking. I don't understand. You could screw up a steak pretty easily.
No, I'll tell you what. I say this all the time. I showed Cuddles how to cook a steak on top of the stove. And then she's lightning years surpassed me on doing it. Like I will still fuck up a steak. She never fucks up a steak.
Yeah.
I like making pasta with like shrimp, stuff like that. I will make breakfast. I actually do enjoy making breakfast, eggs and pancakes and waffles and all that kind of stuff. I like doing that stuff. I don't get to do that often though. That's the thing. I don't really get to cook as often as I like.
First of all, I absolutely hate cooking breakfast.
Really?
And yeah, because I think it makes the house smell absolutely disgusting.
Disgusting.
Yeah, I don't
Smell
like.
of breakfast is great.
Well, if you make bacon, and you get that smell in your house, it gets in your hair and your clothes, the grease. I actually make bacon in the oven now. I don't even cook it on top, but I hardly ever. We're not egg people, so
You must be flourishing right now. What do you spend all your extra money on?
Coke and strippers.
Nice.
Left turn there.
I don't know. I don't like to cook breakfast. Like I said, I'm not.
Thank you, Paige. Thank you. Did we all forget the world famous seafood boil?
Oh, the seafood boil. That was amazing.
Come on.
When?
What when?
In the summer, I did the seafood boil. Remember, I showed pictures.
Remember the picture of the whole spread on the table in the yard?
Yeah.
I was maybe it was a penis only invent. Another thing that I didn't get invited
No,
to.
you definitely commented on it.
No, it was in my family in Jersey. I brought back pictures.
No,
that's right. We didn't eat that. We weren't. It wasn't a friend's thing. It was his family cooked it in Jersey. Do you have the pictures? Can you flash it up on the screen, or is it like a bitch?
Right. I'm not. You know what? I don't have to prove myself to Jay Saps.
No, I know.
How often do you cook?
Every night, except Fridays and Saturdays.
All right then.
And
what happens on Fridays and Saturdays? Pizza.
I say sometimes Fridays though. I say I'm not figuring out what I'm gonna cook, so we're ordering something or we're going out. That's it.
Yeah, I agree. That's the weekend's all about.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, and this is a question really for the audience, is pizza on a Friday night a New York thing, an Italian thing, or an everywhere thing?
Oh, I wonder.
I think it's I thought it was not just pizza. I thought it was like takeout was a Friday night thing.
I think takeout's a Friday night thing, but I feel like pizza is the most Friday night thing.
Probably. I'm sure pizza places get a big surge on Friday nights. It's the last night of the week. Nobody wants to cook, getting into the weekend. That makes sense.
Like, because if I say we're going to do tacos, what night you think we're going to do that on?
Tuesday.
That's definitely Thursday. Oh, wait.
Everybody's saying Tuesday. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wait. Laura's asking, Frank or Anthony, do either of you make sauce? I'm not sure why she didn't ask me. Probably because she knows I do make my own sauce too. But I doubt either. Well, Anthony, I feel like might have made sauce before, but Frank hasn't.
I would agree with that. I know Frank doesn't seem like a sauce guy.
And that's okay.
That too. Depends on the sauce.
You agree with that because you never had.
Depends on the sauce. If it's like a garlic sauce or like a butter sauce, something like that, I'll make it. But if
this is why we know he doesn't do it. A red sauce.
I can't be bothered.
Yeah,
I can't be bothered making red sauce. That's just a huge baking.
See, you're not a real. That's not.
I don't know what to tell you.
You make a fish? Do you like cook fish?
Shrimp, but I haven't cooked fish in a while.
I would love to just live Frank's life. Like it would be fantasy camp to just.
Am I the Kramer of the group?
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Would you be okay if I moved into your house for 4 days and just lived with you and your wife?
I would not be okay with that. But
just observed you guys.
You want to just observe us? That doesn't seem weird at all. I see no problem with that.
I just want to observe you. I want to see because I don't think you really cook. I don't know. I don't think your wife loves you as much as she puts on.
That's fucked up.
That's true though.
Oh shit.
That's not true. She loves the shit out of me.
And I think you have a gas stove, if I'm going to be totally honest.
I can't take my stove. I can't. And even my mom too.
Wait, what does that mean?
Because I can't. I need a gas stove.
Wait, you have a gas stove?
No, I have a.
She has the induction.
Electric.
Oh,
Yeah.
You have the okay.
I have inductions downstairs, and I have
right. That's
regular one upstairs, regular electric one. But it's like
So you've been working with that for years. Does the job? No, you've been cooking with that every night for years.
You're comparing it like having sex with my husband. Does the job, but do I love it? No.
I'm definitely not comparing anything to having sex with your husband.
You definitely did. You definitely did. You're like, yeah, it does the job. Okay.
I mean, what job we talking about here?
Right.
But no. So how could you work with this thing for years now? How long you've been living in that house?
10 years.
10 years. Same stove?
Yep.
This thing's been, it's been treating you good for 10 years, 5 nights a week, and all of a sudden it's a piece of crap. Come on.
Not all of a sudden. I always complain that I hate electric
That
stove.
poor stove. Think how the stove feels.
Yeah, right?
It cooks for you every night.
I'll tell you, like when we first moved into our house before we redid the kitchen, I hated it so much.
Yep. I don't like it.
Like that was a tough. It wasn't even that long, but it was like a month or two before we got to do the kitchen, maybe 3 months, and I was just miserable walking into the kitchen every single day. I fucking hated it.
That's how I walk into my bedroom every night. Ugh.
This friggin' guy again.
Ugh.
What was so bad about your kitchen?
I'm sorry, He's reading his text.
Oh, he's
I'm sorry. I was posting something for somebody. What was it? I don't know. I just hated it. The tile on the floor, the countertop, the stove. I felt like I was living in somebody else's house, because when you buy a house, everything is yours essentially, except for, like you could buy a new toilet seat. You could you put the new shower stuff in. You do all those things, but the refrigerator, the stove, and the sink do not change.
Ugh.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Every
not
other
true.
part of the house is you can change. We ripped up the carpets, like we did all that stuff like immediately. And except for the kitchen, that's like a to-do, so we had to like wait a couple months to do that.
Yeah. The major appliances take a while to change if you change them.
And it just feels like you're just eating out of somebody else's cereal bowl. It's just disgusting. I hated it. I fucking hated it. Anyway, Christine had a comment a little while ago. I don't want to skip it. There was an interview on CNN where the reporter started to ask about gas stoves, and she stomps herself and says, "I'm getting in trouble." And the guy she interviewed admitted it was due to global warming. You know what I was thinking about today, though? Think about it. Think about the panic. There is a gas stove first of all, there's a stove in everybody's house. It's maybe electric or induction or whatever, but probably, what would you guess off the top of your head? 85% of stoves are gas stoves. 80%.
I don't know.
Sure, let's go with that. Probably less. I don't know.
Could you imagine if you had 75% of the country suddenly needed to get a new fucking stove?
Oh, that would not be good.
That would be panic.
Remember when the entire friggin' country had to get new TVs? Nobody had a problem then. We
didn't have to get new TVs.
Yeah, when it switched to HD 100 years ago, and everybody had to throw out their TV and get a brand new TV, or else nothing was going to work.
All right, that's a great example, but we knew that was coming.
Okay, what does that mean? We know this is coming.
No, but this was just one report, so we don't know how real.
All right, so let's flash forward 2 years and say we started the conversation 2 years ago about the gas stoves, and now by the end of the year they're going to be outlawed. So remember, by the end of the year you got to change all your stoves.
That would be better. But I'm saying what we're facing now is gas stoves are killing people. Everybody, we're going to have to get new stoves. Everybody's going to be like, fuck, stoves are going to be going for like 20 grand.
So it's a lot less than. Let's see.
You got numbers on this? I'd love it.
In 2020, this is the most up-to-date survey. Nearly 2 in every 5 U.S. homes have gas stovetops and ovens. So it says 38%. So it's not 80.
Yeah, that's lower than I thought it was. 40%.
Yeah, it's less than half.
Still, 40% of the country's got gas stoves. That's
I don't understand the big deal.
Million.
So we change shit all the time. We have to get rid of stuff all the time. This stuff is recalled. You got to return it. Okay. But all of a sudden, the gas stove, this might be giving your kid asthma. It might be ruining the planet. It's fucking with your health. I'm keeping it. How dare you take my stove? It's like, get over yourself. That's just it's a useless fight. That everybody's like, oh, I have to fight about something now. They're coming for our stoves. It's like, shut up, grow
Why is
up,
it? Why?
and move on.
I don't even. I didn't read the report. First of all, why is it contributing to global warming? I don't understand that.
Well, you're burning gas.
Just gas in general. Okay.
You know, I don't know the exact science of it. I didn't, but that's what everybody's saying. But
Paul, solar ovens are great, aka magnifying glass. That's actually pretty good.
I wonder how long it would take to cook a steak with a magnifying glass.
Probably a little while.
Yeah, good long time.
How do we cook anything if it's cloudy out? If we have a solar oven, though.
Oh no! Everything stops when there's clouds, according to Trump. Let's see. Goes out. Frank, in rural areas, electric goes out regularly. You're out of touch with 60% of the countries in real life. So, yeah. So your least problem. I'm sorry, but the stove. If your electric is going out, you got to worry about your heat. You got to worry about your everything else. The stove is like one of the lower and like.
That's true. Actually, I didn't think of that. If you have a blackout, you're fucked. You can't cook anything, right? Whereas you can if you have a gas stove.
Right. We did after Sandy. That's what I remember by my mom's.
Is that right?
Yeah, because there was no power for anything, but she was able to cook on her gas stove.
We got to figure that out. They got to fix that.
I don't think it's 60% of the country has regular blackouts, because whenever they talk about blackouts, it's like, oh, Texas had a blackout. It's like, well, get your shit together, Texas. And nobody else is like, oh, we're all going through these blackouts. It's like, no, we have power grids. Everybody's up and running for the most part.
Can we just switch it to African American outs? Because I think that's a little bit more racially sensitive. I don't want to have the negative undertones on it all.
I can't anymore.
Actually,
well, I don't even know what you said. I was responding to my own thing. I'm sorry, I didn't even hear you.
I know there is, for a fact, this town on Long Island that always goes out, and I'm sure there are others that do too. But this specific one, I know, always has power outages. Always.
Yeah, all right. Fine. I'll go. I don't know the numbers, so I'll say a lot of places have power outages. I'll concede.
You know what I think is crazy?
But well.
And this is a Long Island thing. I wonder if this is a thing everywhere else, but a lot of houses on Long Island still have oil delivered to their house to heat their house.
Me,
like you do too. You have you too?
Yep.
Oh my god! I think that's fucking crazy.
Well, if I could get 10 people to spend, I think it's $10,000 each, then we could drill a line. Or whatever it's called, and it's because it's about $80,000 to $90,000 to do that.
I know, and that's the thing. Like, that's an infrastructure job that the government needs to handle.
I'm surprised you don't have oil where you live.
I live in this century. That's why.
I'm surprised Frank has oil.
Why? Because
you're in Nassau, so the houses are closer together. I just feel like I don't know why.
Maybe. Well, you got to look at like. If you look at places like Manhattan, that you can't have an apartment building with gas stoves running. It's all electric.
I don't know about that.
A lot of buildings, maybe not all of them, but a lot of buildings you have to have electric.
Yeah, you live in Manhattan though. You're fucking eating out most of the Manhattan kitchens are this big anyway. Nobody gives a shit if there's a shitty small stove in there.
This power outages, I sympathize, but it's better than. All right, you know what? We have a power outage, so I can't cook tonight, but. You look at this gas stove I got, and my kid's got asthma. So, you take the good with the bad. It's like, no, you could stop your kid from having asthma, or you deal with the power. It just doesn't make sense. If there's a problem with a product, we've sent them back, or we upgrade it.
Are you all in on this? Like, because from what I heard, it was one report that hasn't really been like.
I'm saying if the reports are right, everybody not. It's not one report. It's all over the place. But if that's what it is, if people are saying that gas stoves are causing problems, then I'm on board with upgrading and changing stuff out so we don't have problems. What I don't understand. That's if it's a problem. If it's not a problem, then I don't give a shit. Then let everybody have gas stoves.
I mean, when you look at the amount of people that have oil on Long Island, like the first apartment I moved to on Long Island was in a house with oil, and I woke up one morning. I was frozen to my bed, And I was like, I called the landlord. I go, what the fuck is going on? They're like, oh, we ran out of oil. Like, we're waiting for a delivery. I'm like, this is no way to live. I'm like, all right, I'll take a hot shower, idiot.
Nope.
Fucking freezing cold shower in a free.
Oh.
I'm like, how do people live like this? Like, and the price of oil is going up all the time. You're always paying a different fucking crazy price. It seems nuts to me that a lot of people live that way. I can't believe that both of you have oil.
I wish I could change it.
I know a lot. Everybody who has
Frank?
oil says the same thing.
Could you?
I would change it. It's expensive. What
It's about 6,000 to 8,000.
Changing it to what? Gas? What
Yep.
is the alternative? Or electric?
Cuddles wants to know what your heat is set to. Well, Janine's is set to 44. She's always she's always hot.
I would love to change everything to electric and put solar panels on the roof.
What is your heat set to, Frank?
67.
Good number, Janine.
So it's 67 during the day and 65 at night. So that means if it goes, you think 65 is not cold though at all.
I'm cranking at 79 degrees at all times.
I know you probably are.
I need to be careful.
I cannot sleep with heat on at all. So the heat does not come on. Usually
you have no heat on at night.
We do that too. The heat is very low at night. I don't know what that is.
It doesn't turn on. Mine, because if it goes below 67, then it turns on. I mean 65, but then it turns on, but it doesn't. So when it's really cold out, it might, and then it'll go on to 68. But that's it. That's the highest it'll ever go on.
Yeah, Janine. When I'm over Janine's house, I stand in front of the freezer and open it up when I want to warm up. That's what I do.
Because I can't stand heat. Plus, like you said, it's so expensive. Not even that. I'm always, you know me, I can't sit still. I'm always hot. I'm always running. I'm always doing something.
And everybody's fine with it in the house.
She doesn't give a shit. I don't even think she's asked.
But you just said you keep yours the same.
Yeah, I do. And
Frank too.
67.
Yeah.
Sometimes we bump it up a little if it's a particularly cold night.
It might be 67 at night now. But the kids, if the heat goes on, they'll start to cough right away. And they had the same thing as me. They had the heat coughs. They had the heat coughs.
The heat goes on. Sorry, I'm just doing what you do.
Speaking of heat, I like to heat up a little Jumpstart coffee on my gas stove like a real American.
And just to clarify,
yes,
my whole problem with the gas stove thing is if there's
that
a
the
problem,
Republicans said it.
No.
They
said what? Said what?
That we should not do that.
No, if there's a health issue or whatever the problem, if there's a environment issue and a health issue, then yeah, I'm for changing it over. But if there's no problem, then leave them alone. I don't care. Let everybody have gas stoves. If there's no problem, then I'm fine with it. My problem is if it's causing health problems, then why wouldn't we want to upgrade to something better? That's my point. Okay. So Jumpstart's great.
Jumpstart Coffee Company. Save 15% when you purchase a bag right now with the link in the description. Use that promo code AOA15 to get that 15% off. And feel pride in yourself that you're supporting the Navy SEAL Foundation, because 50% of their profits go over to those fine folks that keep our freedoms, keep us in wonderful homes with oil and gas stoves. We love the Navy SEALs and everything they do. We love Jumpstart Coffee Company. Order your bag right now. You can do the subscribe and save and get a new bag or 2 or 70 delivered to your house every single month. They'll just drop it right off. They have so many wonderful flavors and varieties: the dark roast, the medium, the espresso blend. They have decaf, so many varieties. Click the link in the description. Check them all out. Order Jumpstart Coffee Company right now and support our troops. Thank you so much for doing so. You're also supporting the podcast. Speaking of what Frank was just saying, though, like, have you seen like this new thing of people are just buying and building master cities?
What?
No.
Like, there's this thing. It's called the Wall, I think, maybe, or the Line.
I've seen that. That's in the Middle East somewhere.
I think in the Middle East somewhere. Then I just saw something the other day where some billionaire just bought a shit ton of land and he's just building the perfect futuristic city. And I'm fucking so excited about. Like I could not be more excited about living in a futuristic city. I would love to go.
It's about damn. Why aren't we at Jetsons?
It's about
already?
damn time.
It's about damn time.
I'm a giver.
I'm gonna live in a future city.
Out in the
no electric
East.
stove.
So yeah, in the Middle East, it's the way they had it out, the planned out. It's all 3D
that one I don't care for.
Stuff.
Yeah,
like
and it's like a straight line.
Yeah, instead of taking up square miles of land, like all over the place, it's one long. It's like taking a mile long skyscraper, laying it on its side, and everybody lives in that mile long thing. And on the sides, it's all solar panels, and everything inside is trees and greenage and everything, and you're all living in one big community like that. Which
the line is called.
The line. Yeah. Look at it's all over. If you look up on YouTube, it's everywhere.
That one I don't care for. This one, I need my futuristic city to be built out from round. Like I need it to go out and
I want to see the sky. I want to be able to look around and
Yeah.
not feel. It looks a little claustrophobic, to be honest. That line thing.
because it's like if you have to go to this side of the line, like the short side, great. But if you have to go, to the other grocery store, it's like 70 miles that way.
I'm sure there's some kind of probably some kind of really fast rail system. I'm sure.
That's
got to have something.
Yeah, and his name is no.
But I think about that too. Like it's nice to have everything like close by. Like Manhattan's like this too. Like this is what people don't get about Manhattan because they're like, oh, the bagel store on 78th is the best. It's like, no, people who live in Manhattan walk around in a 6-block radius. Like they never leave their little neighborhood because they're dry cleaners on this block, their favorite burger joints on that block, their pizza places right here. Like everything is within 3 blocks of their fucking apartment.
I wonder, there's got to be studies on the average person's travel, scope of their travel. Like how far do they, on average, do they go outside of their house? How far?
Not far, but I wonder if you start to get claustrophobic. Because like when I remember when I first moved out to the Hamptons, I'd spend the whole week just going to work and just hanging out, whatever. And then I would drive back to the city, like where all you guys were back then. And I remember passing a certain point on the highway and just like feeling like, oh my God, like I'm traveling, like I'm moving again. You kind of get like this like claustrophobic feeling of like, I don't do anything.
Oh, like in the Hamptons?
Yeah. Cause it wasn't about the Hamptons. It was just like, all right, I go to work. I go to the
because you only go to the same couple of places all the time.
Same places all the time. And then like you leave to go back, and then you're like, when you're in the city, you're like, all right, we'll go to the city. We're going to Queens. We're going to Brooklyn for this, or we're doing this or that. It was like you were moving around. You were doing a lot more stuff. It felt a little like claustrophobic-y.
So what? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Wait. Okay, go ahead.
I don't like you. So what are these futuristic things you're talking about? You said there's some kind of cities.
Yeah, this billionaire is building a city. Not Kanye, everybody. Take it easy. Relax. Not that kind of a city.
I'm saying shit, gold digger.
And he's doing like a similar thing where it's like going to be like completely green. It's in the desert.
It's not Kanye, is it?
It's not Kanye.
All right, good.
No, it's not Kanye. Billionaire Mark Lore is fleshing out his plan to build a utopian city called Tolosa for 5 million people in the American desert.
Tolosa,
yeah.
So like Tulsa and Oklahoma. I don't know. Where is this going to be?
I don't know. It's going to be in the desert. Only fitting 5 million people.
Seems like
there's about
Axios
estimates there's about a dozen projects worldwide to create sustainable, hypermodern cities from scratch. Tolosa is set to be built on 150,000 acres in either Nevada, Utah, or Arizona. And 50,000 diverse people will call it home by 2030, according to a serial entrepreneur who sold Jet.com to Walmart for $3.3 billion.
Why are all these weirdo projects happening in the desert?
Cheap.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like
Yeah, but like, wouldn't it be harder to get all your resources out there, like water and power and everything?
He says we're not just building a new city; it's a new model for society. That's the thing, though, because like you ever go, like my parents live in this place in Florida, and the whole thing was like master planned, and you go there and you're like,
Del Boca
holy
Vista.
shit, like this is really great. Like it has like Main Street with like all the stores and restaurants and stuff. And so like it's kind of maybe a little hard to find parking, but then you go behind Main Street and there's just public parking lots. And it's like you could park anywhere. And
See,
it's so
that's
nice
great.
because like when you're on Long Island, it's like you can't fucking like we have a town in Long Island called Huntington. The town brought in valet parkers because so many people would descend on this town. There was literally nowhere to park. And so they like invented parking spots and like just clog up streets with cars, and they just got valet parkers in there because the town couldn't sustain itself. There's nowhere to park.
They do have a few lots, but it's not as there's not enough. There's not
No.
enough spots.
And like I would go like there's a concert venue in there that sits like 1,500 people, and like you go there and you're like, where the fuck are these?
Everybody parking.
Like, where's everybody parking?
Yeah, I know.
There's
Golf carts.
not even spots for the restaurant, let alone a 1,500 seat venue. Anyway,
Mhm.
Well, I gotta say, it's about time we're
About damn
futurizing
time.
our cities, because all these movies and TV shows of us living in the future,
Like Futurama.
like Futurama, but that's 1,000 years from now. But it's all, we're all looking forward to like flying cars and a car you could fold up into your suitcase, or jetpacks and all this shit.
Ooh, I
Moving
want a jetpack.
sidewalks and
all right, listen to this.
yeah.
In this city, they're going to have 36 districts. Each will be 15-minute cities where everything a resident needs is a short walk away. Vehicles will be electric and autonomous. Roads won't have curbs or on-street parking. Every building will be green with rooftop panels producing renewable energy. The design calls for fresh water to be stored, cleaned, and reused on site. The hope is that the development will increase the land's value, and then the foundation that he's starting to do it all will be able to create a market for it, investing the proceeds in an endowment style vehicle that would fund education, job training, healthcare, housing, and more.
All right. It sounds good, but then there are realistic problems like garbage. Where's that? Where's that going to go? And I'm sure it's.
Yeah.
But
Supposedly,
if we can pull this off, why the hell not?
Supposedly he's not the only one. So they have the line. They have Bill Gates showed interest in building a smart city called Belmont in the Arizona desert. Elon Musk right? Elon Musk has expressed interest in building like a smart city. Like you think about like New York and everything. Like, what if one of these smart cities really starts to fucking take off and everybody's like, the fuck are we living here for? I mean, that's kind of what happened during the pandemic, The
only problem is going to be, come on out to the desert. It's like, I mean, unless they really have to sell it though. Like, yeah, we might be in the desert, but look at how beautiful it is. We've built an oasis in the desert, trees and water and all this stuff. Like Vegas, only nicer.
I'm telling you, man. When I was talking to what's that asshole on Fox, Laura Ingraham. I was talking to Laura Ingraham about a job once, and we were looking in the Alexandria area in Virginia. I kind of became obsessed with this one area where it was like it was kind of like that, where they built just this like houses and apartments and this and that, and then there was like the grocery store, the movie theater, the restaurant. Like it was all just in this master planned little thing, and I was like, this is fucking great. Like
it's like a cruise ship but on land.
It's like a cruise ship on land. And I remember like we could just live here, and it was a little farther away from like the gig itself, but I was like, everything's kind of in one spot. There were parks. Like this is something I don't think people understand. Like in New York, a park is a basketball hoop outside of a public school that does not have a net on it, plenty of graffiti. There's glass bottles and drug paraphernalia on the floor.
Yeah.
Like that's what a park is. Like you talk to somebody from fucking West Virginia, and their parks have lush grass,
Stop.
reusable water. The
Nonsense.
freaking the ground is all cushioned and everything.
Now you're
Oh,
talking
yeah.
crazy.
The swings are made of plastic and safe materials that
You're
don't
out of your
heat up
mind.
in the sun. Like we slid down on
what's the point?
on fucking airplane metal. Yeah.
Quick, catch your thighs on that hot metal.
Dunskies, you were done. Anyway, Trump's returning to Twitter. Who's excited besides Frank?
That's a friggin' shock.
Is he really though?
According to NBC, they're reporting that Trump. Well, I should
Let me
check Twitter
guess.
right now. See if he came back.
His bullshit, whatever, is not working out so well.
Yeah, I mean, well, we all kind of knew that, but I remember somebody was saying like, oh, he can't really go. He signed a deal. It would be devastating to the investors, and it seems like whatever he did in the last couple weeks, he's ironed the way to come back. I mean, he needs it, right? He's not really fucking.
I think if he wants to have any chance in the next election, he's got to come back to Twitter.
He does not. He has no chance in the next election if he does not come back to Twitter. Agreed.
And this Truth Social, what did that last? 2 years? Less than that, a year?
When you look at it, TikTok is really the only social media network to break through in the last.
That's true. And
10 years.
Stick with it, right?
Yeah, and TikTok was.
I agree. Good flop. I agree.
Was like Musically, or I forget what it was called, whatever way. That TikTok went through 7 iterations, and TikTok doesn't make it without the pandemic. No fucking way.
Yeah, that was everybody's. You're bored. You're stuck
Yeah,
in the
you do
house.
the dances. That's what I did.
Yeah,
That's it.
everybody loved TikTok during the pandemic. Outside of that, it doesn't really make it. Well, it was the other one. Remember Clubhouse? Like everybody go on Clubhouse. It's the new fucking thing. Clubhouse is Clubhouse.
Yeah, that's
Who gives a shit about Clubhouse anymore?
How's that one doing?
Oof, nobody fucking cares.
Yeah.
Your phone is probably filled with a graveyard of dead old social media networks.
Let me go clean it up.
Yep.
Here's what's fascinating. Shakira discovered she was being cheated on, and the way she discovered it was a first for me. I never heard of this before. She discovered that the jam in her closet was slowly going down.
Okay.
And
What?
her boyfriend and her kids hate jam.
That's it. I would definitely notice this too. Yep, 1,000%.
Who the fuck is eating my goddamn jam when I'm not around? Turns out her husband was banging some young chick, and she like a little
giving her free jam on the side.
Yeah, some jam after the jam.
Hey, I don't mind how
jam after the jam.
I don't mind you banging my husband. I'll be damned if you're taking my jam.
Right.
Yo, and that's Shakira. That is some fucking. That's marmalade shit. That's like some jam. That's not like fucking Schmuckers. You know what I'm saying?
It's probably homemade something or other.
Probably $90 jam, for all we know.
That's my jam. Good song.
Men, this is dumb.
But this is what I'm saying. This is a warning to all the men out there and the lesbians. Watch what you're fucking doing, because you can't have a hair out of place. I mean, listen, if Terry the housewife with nothing to do all day discovers the missing jam, I kind of get it. You're talking about a world-class entertainer who tours the planet, has God knows how many companies, is just constantly making music and videos and dance routines. I mean, raising kids. This woman could not be busier, and she still found the time to look at the fucking jam levels and go, wait a second.
These jam levels are lower than last week.
Yeah.
Little dipstick in there. Nope.
And by the way, she has housekeeping staff in there. She's so fucking rich. She didn't go, I wonder if the housekeeper is eating the jam. No, she knew right away.
She knew
right away.
You see that? Mm-hmm. Got stuck with the jam will give you up every time.
Fucking jam, man.
Every time.
I think that's how they got. I think that's how they got Gotti.
That's how they got OJ. I know that. It was
right.
In the glove. It was
the jam.
Do you want to hear Jeremy Renner's 911 call? It's kind of chilling.
Oh.
Is it like disturbing?
Poor guy.
It's a little fucked up.
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right.
Oh boy.
Courtesy of TMZ, this is Jeremy Renner's 911 call.
Hey, Phil. Okay, what's the address? I need the address of the emergency, please.
I told you.
Help on the way. I just had to verify it. What is the phone number that you were calling from?
Immediately. Someone's been run over by a snowcat. Hurry.
Okay, what is the phone number that you're calling from, just in case we get disconnected?
Oh,
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
Can you hear him moaning in the background? That's him moaning in the background.
That's him. Yep.
So I don't know. Someone's in front of my house on the ground. They got run over by a snowcat. He's been crushed.
Okay,
we have paramedics, ambulance.
Everyone's on the way right now. Okay, just
listen to me. You might want to get a life flight out here immediately.
Okay, give me 1 second, okay?
He says you might want to get life flight out of here immediately. That is like
that's the choppers, right?
Choppers, yeah, shit's going down.
Yeesh.
Hey, it's
Where is he bleeding from?
I don't know. I can't tell. His head. Oh, easy. It's on the inside.
Wait.
Okay, does it look like the bleeding is under control on his head?
Okay, he says he's got ribs issues.
Okay.
On his right side. Yeah, he got crushed up on his right side.
Like up here, his right chest?
Yeah, his right chest and the upper torso. His ribs look like they might be crushed. He's got a head wound as well.
Okay.
Just keep this on you. Can you give me an ETA?
In 1 second, Karen. Let me see if I can. It's hard to give an ETA just because the snow on the mountain. I don't know how quick they're able to go.
This is the most chilling part.
Shorter, so please.
How's he doing?
Shallow breath.
Okay.
A lot of pain. He's conscious.
Okay.
We got him covered in blankets. His head's covered. He'll be drifting off.
Is he starting to kind of drift off into sleep?
Yeah. Stay awake.
So he was drifting off, but you heard him say shallow breaths,
Mm-hmm.
and he's starting to drift off. Like, how fucking chilling is that?
I mean, she did what she. I'd be like, keep him awake. No, don't you have to keep them? Conscious?
I mean, I think she did a great job. But could you imagine you're just fucking standing there and she's like,
God,
I don't know the snow.
How did they say he did that exactly?
I don't know. I think didn't he get up or get out to adjust something, and the thing just kind of like
rolled over him.
Yeah.
Is it like one of those snow machines that you sit in and then you like?
Yeah. No, it's like the tank.
Yeah.
Thing like it's like
blades in the front.
Yeah, it's like the ones that they have like up in the mountains for the snow for the ski resorts.
Jeez.
Like one of those fucking things. Yeah.
Mm.
Crazy.
So how do we know how long it took them to get to him? Like
no, I don't know,
man. But you know what? He's on the mend, right? He's doing okay. I heard something about he might have a problem with one of his legs.
What their latest report before today was like, because he was like, thanks everybody, and everybody's like, oh, all right, Jeremy. Then the latest thing, somebody talked to somebody else, like a source talked to a source, and they's like, he actually ain't doing too good. Like he's still
really
struggling to get out of the whole. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
There you go. The snowcats. Yeah. The people are saying the hotel in The Shining. That's those big snowcats that get through the snow. Yeah.
Now I have to look this up.
Yeah, they're big freaking trucks, man. Big.
Yeah. Hey, you want to see it? It's a.
Yeah, throw it on the screen. I'm sure the guy stopped.
It's like one of these. Like this is from his Instagram.
Oof.
Oh.
It's huge. It's huge. And it like rolled right over him.
I can't even imagine.
Or they say it rolled. I don't know. They say it rolled right over him.
Oh God. How you even come out of that? Even in the condition he did, is thank God.
I know.
No. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
But, hey, if he's doing, hopefully he's doing all right. It's weird. He's been posting on social media. He posted a couple of things. Hey, I'm all right. I can't really type, but I'm okay. And then he posted something about a show that he's on, season 2 of whatever's coming out.
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
That was his publicist. He's in there moaning, and the guy goes, "Give me the fucking phone. We got to tweet this out.
Maybe
some numbers."
That's a possibility.
Yeah, we need some fucking numbers over here.
Poor guy.
Oh, this is a good story. So at Davos, right? They have the World Economic Forum. This is where like all like the billionaires and trillionaires get together and plan out our lives for us.
Okay. Nice.
Prostitutes have descended on the city.
Descended like a plague.
Yeah.
Were they zombies? I mean,
They're
come on.
locusts, apparently.
No, you know what? I swear to God, they say the same thing about the Super Bowl. They say when the Super Bowl happens, the
I heard that
hookers
too.
just flood into the city that the Super Bowl's at because you got nothing but dudes who are
drunk
fucking
and making bad decisions.
Horny.
away, drunk and horny. They're on business decisions. I mean, it's kind of funny how like I never realized this until a few years ago, but the Super Bowl, like Cannes, a couple other like film festivals, like people just go there to do business during these huge events.
Oh yeah, they're not there for the show or whatever. They're there to
Right.
meet, to deal with the people that are attending. Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Like the people will go to the Super Bowl, stay at the Super Bowl all week long, leave on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
And do
Oh,
business.
everybody's at the game. Gotta go.
Yeah, they make deals, they do whatever they got to do, all this shit, interviews and stuff, and then they just fucking leave. I never knew that, and it happens at all like these major events. Well, anyway, Davos is one of them, and one prostitute told a German newspaper that she frequently provides services to American attendees of Davos, who pay $750 per hour and up to $2,500 to spend the whole night.
Damn. Looks
Yep.
like I'll be back in a week, guys.
She says she has to dress in business attire to blend in with the whole crowd at the World Economic Forum that gathers together. But that's what they do. A woman who manages an escort service based in the Swiss town of Argawi, I don't know, which is about 100 miles from Davos, said that she received 11 bookings and 25 inquiries in just like a few days.
Is that like one booking an hour?
But they're 100 miles away. So it's like they're so starved for hookers that they're like, I don't know, call the hooker that's 100 miles away. We'll figure it out.
I mean, you have to have like credentials, I'm sure, to get into whatever this thing is, the World Economic Forum, and they just open the door to. I mean, they could just walk in, or is it like people are inviting them in, saying, "Come on in, come on in"?
Well, I mean, they're not going to like the,
They're not going to the.
They're not going.
I don't know where does it happen? Like it's not a hotel or something. Would it?
It's like all throughout the city. Yeah, it's a different convention centers and.
Okay.
They have all those. They have all those things. But yeah.
All right. Hey, good for them. Making that money.
Yeah.
Good for them.
In 2020, a Swiss law enforcement official told the Times of London that at least 100 sex workers traveled to Davos in anticipation of the week-long event.
Now, you think, is that like a thing that like the police, they know about it? Are they going to do anything? Or is it just like, you know what? Let the billionaires have they're spending a ton of money in this city. Let them.
That's probably more likely what it is.
Right? We've got all the billionaires in the city for a week. Let's let them spend all their money.
Right.
All right. Lastly, you walk out the door after the podcast. You see a plastic bag on the floor. You'll go pick it up. There's $25,000 in it. What do you do next?
All right,
Keep
who's answered
it.
first?
I ain't stupid.
No shit, but what do you do?
Oh God.
What's the next thing you do? You've got the bet. You picked it up. You look inside. You're like, that's 25 grand, and it's real. What do you do?
My skepticism would jump right in and say, this is a setup. Something's wrong here. No one, either it dropped out of some kind of shady deal and someone's looking for this. That's not going to be too happy that it's missing.
Mm-hmm.
Or this is some kind of scam setup. There's cameras on me. Something's going on here.
All right. You look around, and there's nothing. Now what?
I bring it to the cops.
Are you for? I can't. This is the last time we do a podcast together.
You really do.
Cannot
You
accept
really
that
would.
answer. I cannot accept that answer.
What if it's like dirty money and you get caught with it and then you go into jail for passing around shit
Bro,
money?
of course
That's
it's
okay.
dirty
Who
money,
cares?
but it's
Who
in your
cares?
hands now.
Yeah, but what if it's either counterfeit or what's it called? It has to be, it's what's that when it's not laundered? I don't know what it's called when it's not laundered.
I have
Whatever
no
money
idea.
that's not
Oh,
laundered.
like marked.
Sure.
Marked.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. What if it's money that if you get caught using it, you're going to jail?
I think if you walked into a police department with 25 large in a
They'd
bag,
laugh you out.
they would laugh and say, "Get the fuck out! Take your money with you. Get the fuck
Yep.
out of here. What are you stupid?"
Or they'd
Get
say,
out."
yeah, let me see it.
"Yeah,
I'm only counting 5,000 in here.
yeah."
But-
Janine, what would you do?
I plan a trip to Italy. Immediately,
That's-
I'd go home and plan a trip to Italy.
Yeah.
And then my husband would be like, "Oh, why are we going to Italy? Why don't we do something with it?" And I'm like, "We are doing something with it." Well, I guess you could come.
So this is all serious. All jokes aside, this is what you do. This is what you guys
Absolutely.
would do.
Absolutely, I would not give it away.
I mean, I feel like if you saw a bag of 25 grand, something's wrong. That's not just someone drops that. There's obviously
Wait, did you-
something shady going on here, and either someone's going to come looking for it, or it's a plant and you're getting set up somehow.
Well, listen, I can't speak to that, but I'll answer Christine's question. It's not counterfeit. It is real. You look inside,
Yeah,
you
okay.
go, "This is real." You 100% know this is real. This is $25,000.
Did you hear about what happened? You know those Brinks, like security money trucks?
Brinks, like the Brinks trucks. Yeah.
$300,000 was stolen a couple of weeks ago. I think in the
From-
city.
In Manhattan from a Brinks truck. Wow,
I believe
That's-
so.
that's hard to do.
That's Groundhog's Day stuff.
Well, somebody distracted him. He left a bag in the back on the corner, and somebody distracted him, and that person took it, and there was $300,000 in there. I know.
That sucks.
That's an inside job, if you ask me. How's that guy going to keep his job?
That's like
I don't
Bill
know.
Murray walking across the street. 3, 2, car, call, and then he grabs the bag.
Yeah.
But
So-
so Anthony, what would you do?
I'm gonna do you one better than J Sabs. I wouldn't even go home. I would go straight to the airport, get on a fucking plane, and go to Vegas. That's exactly what
Ooh, that's a good idea too.
I'm not even stopping to get my kids. I hope if Cuddles
You
is
wouldn't
with
go
me,
to you wouldn't go to the casino over here.
if Cuddles is with me, she can come. If she's not, I will text her from the plane.
It's nice of you.
Yeah. Well, I like her. The kids not so much. But her I like. I'll be like, I'm in Vegas.
You don't give your buddy a call. Say, hey,
No.
meet me out front.
Would you take me with?
No.
Who would you rather take to Vegas, me or Frank?
Well, I gotta
We've already
take.
been to
I gotta
Vegas.
choose J Sabs at this point because this one's gonna be in Vegas. Going, maybe we should bring it to the FBI building. I don't know. This doesn't feel right.
Right, exactly.
I don't know, Ant. This is freaking me out. We're on a plane. Something's going wrong here. They're on to us.
sweating.
Yeah, he's gonna
Frank
kill
is
my
sweating
juju.
profusely.
I'm trying to
I'm
go on
good.
a run and yeah, exactly.
Go on. Wouldn't that be fun though?
No.
That's a classic. That's a classic comedy thing. You're all ready to live it up, and I'm sitting there going, "They're on to us. They're on the plane. They're following us."
Who's that guy? Who's this guy over here? Look at this guy
What do you want?
coming in.
Yeah, I'll take a soda
And a
No,
barf bag.
and a barf bag.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I'd be freaking out if I found 25 grand. I would immediately assume something's up, and I wouldn't be able to. I don't know. I would have to turn it in. It's the thing. Like if something about, I mean, who's not going to claim it? But there's supposed to be like if it's not claimed. in a
claim
certain amount
what?
of
What are you
time-
talking? It's probably coming from a drug.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's drug money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So they're not going to claim it, and then it's yours.
good. You know what
But
I'm
that's
gonna
the
do with
legal
it?
way to do it.
I'm gonna put it on fucking black and 00. I'm not gonna use it to fucking poison children in the community. All right.
You're
I'm gonna go
lose
get
it
a
in
nice-
one roll of the dice. Or
See,
whatever.
now
gonna go-
that's nice of you.
Thank you. I'm gonna get a nice fucking steak over at Morton's and get a fucking massage and a rub down and try and run that fucking 25 grand up to 100,000. That's what I'm fucking doing.
Yeah, that's how you lose 25 grand.
This
Remember
is
when
why
we
you're
went
not-
to Vegas?
This is
I
why you're
wanted-
not coming to Vegas.
When we went to Vegas 15 years ago, we walking by. I always wanted to do this, so I tried it. I was like, what would happen if I just took $100, Do you remember this? I took $100. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna.
I was
first
drunk
thing I
most
did.
of that trip. I don't know.
No,
if I
well, this
remember.
was the first thing I did. I went, I took $100 out of whatever money I was going to use to gamble, and I went, just going to put it all on red, black.
Black.
And I'm like,
Yeah, of
"Fuck,
course.
I was like, okay, that's a bad omen, but never doing that again. But 25 grand, man.
Come on, could you imagine you just go to the Bellagio, just go, give me your fucking best room. I don't know what it is. I just want it. Give me the best room. Whatever it is.
I think you're going to need more than 25 grand to live it up like that. If you're going for the best room in the Bellagio, what could that be? Let's say that's probably like 10 grand by itself.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably $5 grand a night.
Or I would go to that hotel that's in White Lotus, the one in Sicily.
I never saw that.
Oh, yeah.
You're
Nice.
missing
Right on
out.
the coast.
Mm.
The hotel was okay. It wasn't that big a deal, I don't think. The view was great, but the hotel itself, it was all right.
Also
the
had
rooms weren't
hookers.
anything special. There were hookers.
Mm.
There was only 2 hookers though.
I know.
The 2 hookers ran the whole place.
2
I
That
I
was it.
really want to go back to Italy though. My friend just came back from Rome and I'm like, oh. Would you live in Europe? You've never
I'd
been,
live-
either of you, right?
I've
No,
been to
but
Europe, yeah.
can I tell you something? The idea of living in Europe appeals to me. Like I want to live in Europe just based off the idea of living in Europe.
Probably for the siesta, right?
This is my ideal. I would be in some fucking village in Italy, tiny, with just good prosciutto and fresh seafood and whatever, not big crowds. And you fucking eat, you go get an espresso, you walk down to the water, you look at the water, the sun goes down, you walk back home, you open up a bottle of wine, you get fucking drunk, pass out, wake up the next morning,
Do
you
the same
fucking
thing.
do it all over again.
That sounds
Mhm.
amazing.
That's my ideal.
That's beautiful. My wife and I, we went to Portugal, Lisbon, and it's so awesome there. It's really nice.
Did you ever go to Italy? No.
Haven't been to Italy yet. No.
Oh.
We went to France, we went to Spain, and we went to Portugal.
Did you do a cruise?
We did.
Yeah. You have to experience Europe without a cruise.
I was gonna say that's the one place where I wouldn't go on a cruise is Europe. I feel
was
like you
great,
need to
though.
live in the little villages.
Yeah, you do. But this was, it was a few days. It was like 7 days. You stop in each place. You take a tour. That's what we did. We got off the boat, and they brought us on excursions. We just did a tour. Either it was a walking tour all around. They take us to show you the history. They show you this and that. On the Portuguese tour, the Lisbon tour, we paid literally $16. We thought it said it was a 60-minute tour. We're walking. The guide takes us. It was about 30 of us. We're walking around, and she's showing us all this stuff. And then she goes, "All right, we're gonna stop in here." We stopped in this beautiful restaurant. They gave us food. They gave us beer, and we sat there. We're eating. We're drinking. And all right. Then we got up. We kept walking. We kept going around. It was 4 hours this tour for $16. We were like, "Holy shit!"
What?
Yeah, they took us all over.
Did you have to
Lisbon.
give the guy a little?
Yeah.
No, I mean I offered,
Oh,
but
I
he was
didn't.
like, "No."
Are you sure it wasn't $16 an hour?
Yeah.
It was not. It was $16, and when they said it was going to be an hour, we kept getting further and further away from the ship. We were like, I don't know if we're going to make it back in time. We kept looking. We could see the ship in the distance, like Lisbon. It was like a hill. It goes up. It's all built on a big hill, and every time we turned around, the ship was further and further away. We were like, oh shit.
That's scary.
Here's why you should do it. Like just island, not island, country
Oh yeah,
hop.
we definitely want to do that.
Country hop because it's so easy to get from one place to another. Train, plane, to like an hour.
Automobile.
Right. So it is easy. It's
Oh, I'm
easy. It's
sure.
good. And I need to live there.
I want to go two big places on our list: Ireland and Italy.
I have
Okay.
no desire to go to Ireland ever.
Really?
Me either. I don't have any desire to go there either.
None
Wait.
whatsoever.
Paul, I see JSAB spending time in a Tuscan nunnery. Yeah, okay.
Paul had a really funny comment before to the question, what would you do with the 25K?
Yeah.
He wrote, see, fuck, I missed it now. Oh, here it is. Put a down payment on a studio apartment in
Oh yeah.
in that future city. Arabic
That's
future city.
It's a good idea. Are they building that thing, or is that just a pipe dream? Is that like in the works?
You know what? I don't know. I keep seeing things in the way. Here's the other thing too with those things. They show you those futuristic videos, and it's just like it's all just like falling into place, you know. And you're like, oh, it looks
all
like
the
it's
blocks,
done
and it's like,
soon.
wow, look how fast they built this thing.
Yeah, that'll be done by fucking next Tuesday. We'll get it in there.
Easy enough.
It looks, if everything they're saying. You ever see the movie Passengers?
Passengers.
Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt. They're stuck on it's a ship. It's to a new planet.
Oh,
Did you hear me?
sorry, I had a blip there. It's on a new planet. I heard that.
So it's real. It's the movie is it's like a big cruise ship, but it's in space and it's taking, I don't know, 800 or 8,000. I forget what the number is. People from Earth to a new planet, and the way it has to get there is everybody has to go into like a sleep mode for like 80 years because that's how long it takes this ship to get there. And the story of the movie. Oh, we lost Jay Saps in the middle of my thing. Great. So the movie is that Chris Pratt wakes up and he can't get back to sleep, so he has to spend his 80 years on the ship by himself.
Oh,
he can't get back into cryo sleep or whatever.
I saw. Yeah, I want to see that. That looks good.
It's a really good movie. I recommend it. It's very, very underrated. Went right under the radar. But my point is, like, that ship, it was obviously it's very futuristic. It's got all these crazy things. Like there's a bartender on the ship, but it's a robot. But he looks and acts like a person. But he doesn't have it's so futuristic. Like that's how I picture these cities. Like the rooms, like the beds are hovering, and there's a
hovering bed. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, like they're all like on magnets and shit. And then there's like, you could do a spacewalk. There's all these different. It's like a big cruise ship, but all these different activities. And he takes advantage of all these things, and because he's on it by himself now. But it's really cool. So that's what I'm picturing. Like these futuristic cities have to have some better than Google Home or Alexa. It's got to be like really futuristic for anybody to be like, oh, I'm gonna uproot my whole life and go there.
I don't think they've started the line yet because there's still chances to invest in it, which I would not do.
I think if you invest in it, you might not see a return for a very long time until people move into it, which will not be for a long time.
I mean, what's crazy about this is it's a fancy website and a YouTube video. That's really what it is right now. That's all it is.
It's an interesting proposal. If you're going to show it to an investor, I could see someone getting very excited about it.
Yeah.
It seems like a cool idea.
It's a hell of a YouTube video. That's for sure.
Right.
I remember a friend of mine who ran a brewery, still runs a brewery out east here, said to me, he goes, all you need to run a brewery is a Facebook page. He's like every other day somebody just creates a Facebook page about a brewery. It's like that's really
need the brewery though.
Well, eventually you do. Yeah.
Okay. You just need a bathtub and a dream.
That's true. Bert, I want to go to Ireland so bad. Christine, Ireland is awesome. I don't see the appeal of Ireland. I'm sorry.
It's beautiful. The landscape is beautiful. Picture a little town with like the pubs and everything. You walk in and everybody's having a great time. I just picture that home feeling of like everybody just getting along and they all, drinking and having.
But is it filled with Irish people? Because then I'm out.
Yes.
Because I can't. Then I can't be.
Oh, that's not good.
Worst people ever.
Paul, yes, I want to see the Banshees of Inisherin. I do want to see that.
I heard that's actually my parents hated it, but they're not a good indicator. So it might be really
They're good. They were in what's it called together? Colin Farrell and I forget the other guy's name, but the two guys that are in this were in Bruges, another place I want to visit.
Right.
They were in that movie together.
All my Irish people shtick aside, because I don't mind Irish people. I love Irish people. My oldest friend's Irish.
I'm glad you don't mind them.
I don't see. I feel like Ireland is just last on the list. Like you said, little towns with pubs. I feel like that's a thing to do in England. Like I would love to do that in England.
Yeah, I would do that too in England, but
I just feel like Ireland would always come in second, third, or fourth place with everything that they have to offer.
They got a lot of ghosts apparently in Ireland. It's like the ghost tour
Yeah.
capital of the world.
And I hear like castles and like you said, landscapes, landscapes excite me not. Like there's nothing exciting about a big green like landscape. I can't imagine something more fucking boring than that. And then it's like if you're gonna have castles, like there's so like Spain, there's so many other places with old castles, you know. Like I just nothing
What about
appealing.
the peat? The peat.
Fuck the peat. And then like honestly, not for nothing, but the food is just not exciting. I'm
want
sorry.
haggis? Or is that Scottish? I don't know.
Yeah. Again, I love my Irish brethren, but they're just you hand them a piece of meat and they go, I know, I'll boil this. And I just can't, I just doesn't. What should we do with this potato? I don't know. Let's boil it. They're just fucking boiling everything over there, and I can't take it.
Shepherd's pie is good.
Shepherd's pie is outstanding. But again, I feel like you can get that in England. I feel like you can get that in England, and it would be delightful.
See, it's one of those things where I knew literally nothing about Portugal. Nothing going in. I was like, I wasn't very excited about it. I was like, I'm not interested. And then when we got there, it's like I was blown away.
I love that feeling.
It was like, this place is awesome. The people were nice. It was all buildings. There was a little park in the middle of the place, but everything was, close, those little alleys and stuff, close buildings. And then the history alone, you just go through these churches and you see all this stuff. And if you ever go to a foreign country, take the tour, whatever the tour is, because it gets you so much more into it than you thought you could get into.
I agree with that. But again, I'm waiting for somebody to sell me Ireland. Like, give me a reason. And I do love the Irish. I don't misunderstand me. I do. Okay, Guinness factory. That's it. That's about as high as the excitement I could get. I would like to go to the Guinness thing. I could maybe sit to that, but I'm not going there for just the Guinness thing.
My wife has a great story about the Guinness factory. She went there.
In Ireland?
In Ireland.
Or the one
she
on
went there before we met.
Okay.
Right. She went there before we met. She went to Ireland and she you take the tour, the Guinness tour, and there's a bar, like you would imagine, in the place. And they're serving all the Guinness they could handle. So she goes up to the bar and she's not getting served. The bartender's ignoring her. She's like, what's going on? What's going on? So she flags down the bartender. Hey, I've been waiting.
He wanted her to know what it's like to be a man walking up to a bar. Is that what
exactly. It was? No. She goes, oh, I'm not serving you. You have to leave. Get out. The bartender tells her. And she's like, what? What? I don't understand. What's happening? And they kicked her out. And she wrote this big letter.
Wait, they really told her to leave?
They told her to leave.
Why?
So I'll tell you. She gets on the computer and she goes, oh, I was at, she wrote this whole complaint. I was here. This is what happened. I don't understand. I didn't do anything wrong. I was there with my friend and we went on the tour and we did everything. We were enjoying it, but this happened. I don't understand what happened. They get back to her and they showed her to prove this. Well, I don't think they showed it, but they said there's a woman who looked like her who was there and causing a huge scene and yelling and being crazy and flipping out on everybody, and they kicked her out. And they thought it was her coming back in. So they kicked her out. And so they said, whenever you come back, just show us your ID and you have free tours for life for the Guinness.
That's great.
Yeah, they kicked her out thinking she was some crazy lunatic that they saw like the day before or something.
Wow.
And they said they looked at the security footage and they said, you look just like her.
How funny is that?
Yeah, so free tours at the Guinness factory.
I feel like if that's a true story, that's crazy. And if it's not true, it's crazy that they're like, I don't know, just say this. We fucked up. Like,
there's a way like she got proof of it. I don't remember how, but I think it's true.
That's nuts.
Yeah. It's messed up. But hey, when we go back, we get a free tour.
So, all right, I'll go there for the free tour. I'll go with you guys in the free tour.
No, you're not included. It's not transferable.
Here's the other thing too. I've been to Boston, so I feel like I've kind of been to Ireland already. Like it's basically the same thing, isn't it?
I think the accent's a little stronger in Ireland.
A little more annoying, to be honest with you.
Oh, you are just crapping all over the Irish today. Holy crap!
No, I mean in
You all right?
Boston.
Something
No, I'm
happened to you?
saying in Boston it's more annoying.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. But
Baskin.
I went to the fucking Sam Adams Brewery when I went up to Boston, and that was a cool experience. That was
I like
a real.
Boston. Boston was fun. We go
I
there
will
every now and then. A friend lives up there.
Yeah, I will say that I don't know if it applies that much anymore because, like I said, there's a brewery now every 5 minutes. But like even Cuddles and I back in the day, we went to Toronto. We went on a brewery tour, and it was this old. Was it just like an old train yard? And they turned this old train yard into a brewery, and it was some of the most unbelievable beer I ever
Good
had.
place to get railed.
Hey, because they bring the water down from like it's like glacier water from like Ottawa somewhere. They like pipe it down.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's fucking
good.
great. It's fucking great. There's this big like U-shaped building because they used to like pull the train in and then it would go in certain compartments and they converted it into a brewery. So what was it called? Steam Whistle, I think it was called. Still to this day, one of the best beers I've ever had. So
I tell you throw the words glacier water out there, everybody jumps on board.
Yeah, I remember we sipped it and we were like, holy shit, this is so good. And they're like, it's our water.
Glacier water.
Enjoy that, New York, because you'll never fucking taste
They
it.
they don't give you the full name. It's like poop glacier, but it's glacier water.
Yeah, for sure.
It's where all their poop goes though. Because it's glacier water doesn't mean it's I don't know. It's probably great.
Don't we have somebody who's from Dublin who's always
That sounds
with us?
right. I feel like Dublin's in the name too.
Yeah. Why can't I think of it?
Dublin. If you're here, let us know.
Aussie Annie's roots are from Ireland. Yeah, but she's Australian now. That's fucking paradise down there.
Yeah, she's not Ireland, Annie.
Christine. It wouldn't work. That's an alliteration failure, really.
Irish Annie's not bad.
Irish Annie's good. That's true. The food around the UK isn't all that great. It's the people. There's something about London, though. I feel like, London, kind of boring. But I'm slightly. I would put London just a little bit above Ireland. I'm slightly intrigued to go to London, and see what it's all about.
I mean, the big thing is the history. I mean, there was a funny joke. What's his name? Eddie Izzard. He goes, "I'm from England, where the history is, or Europe, where the history is." It's like 'cause that's everything before 300 years ago. It's or however many hundred years ago.
But the thing is like if you're like, all right, where do you want to go in Europe? I'm going to say Italy first. I'm going to say Greece. I'm going to say Spain. I'm going to say Portugal. I'm going to say France.
Oh,
I feel like all these places are.
It's not high on your list, but it's a place to go.
Switzerland, and then like down at the bottom is going to be like England, and then Ireland, dead last.
Anyway.
That's just me. I don't know.
Czech Republic.
And Czech Republic. They got good hockey. Jaromir Jagr's there. Sometimes he plays on the team he owns.
So you're going to go there on the off chance to see Jaromir Jagr.
Yeah, well, he was really good. I don't know if you remember back in the day. 68 knew how to fucking move that puck on the power play.
Here it is.
But like literally that shit is down. Now I was going to say something else now. I forgot what it was. Shit.
It's probably for the best.
Just going to wrap it all up. You killed me with the Czech Republic.
Irish. Irish and England are at the bottom of the list.
Irish is the bottom of the list. Yeah.
England's boring, but you go there above Ireland.
I want everybody, if you want to go to England, if you would be like, yeah, I'd go to England, I could accept that. But I feel like it's 90% because of the Beatles. Everybody is just, I don't think it has much to do else with I'll give it 90% Beatles, 8% Royal Family, and 2% some other miscellaneous bullshit.
See, for me, it would be 90% Abbey Road. Not even the Beatles. Because what the hell? Just the road. I want to just take my picture crossing the street, and that's it. And then so I land, I go to Abbey Road, cross the street, take my picture, and I fly home.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I did what I came to do. What else? I mean, what do I want to see? The studio? Stand outside of the studio that they recorded in?
Well, people do that all the time.
Did you see that one of the best carpool karaoke's was Paul McCartney's? Did you see that one?
Yes.
That was amazing.
That one
goes
was
into a pub and just starts singing, and everybody's like, "Holy shit!"
It's Paul McCartney. Yeah, That one was legitimately good because he drove around. He went to his like childhood home,
Right.
and
That's
yeah,
the way to do it.
that is it. That is the way to do it. Boy, carpool karaoke. There's another thing I just do not give a shit about anymore.
Yeah.
In those first few episodes, it was like, oh, did you see the new one? Did you see? It was like everybody was talking about it. Now it's like, does he even still do them anymore? I don't even know.
They sat in the car and they sang their songs. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else? I like when they do things. I mean, I know I'm biased, but when Metallica and Billy Eichner, they did a carpool karaoke together. It was technically carpool karaoke, but James Corden wasn't in it for some reason. It was just
because he jumped the shark because they sold it as a show for on Apple. I think it was.
Oh, all right.
It was, yeah.
It was Billy Eichner and Metallica, but they got out. They went into a store. They sang with the people in the supermarket. It was pretty cool. So when they do stuff like that, you could make it more interesting. Yeah, you get in the car, you sing the songs, but then stop on the side, and do some stuff with people or visit their old home or, there's so much more you could do with it. Like comedians in cars with getting coffee. You go places, you talk about other things. I don't know.
I wish he would do that again.
Yeah, he could do it. He could do it with all the same people that he had. Just do different shit. Yeah, you sing the new songs maybe, but go to the maybe do it all around the country. It doesn't have to be in LA every time.
All right, here. This is amazing, Frank. First of all, yeah, that steam whistle. I live near it. That comes from Sharon Loves Pizza, who I could swear used to love ice cream.
Huh?
Right? What's going on here? Did we switch from pizza to?
That's interesting.
Right?
Unless this is like Sharon's sister.
Like Gallagher too?
Like Gallagher too. Could be.
Do you think Sharon's sister is also named Sharon? She just loves a different thing.
The Sharon twins. Who knows?
Yeah.
Pizza and ice cream. That's how they tell each other apart.
I guess
That's
so.
fine. Also a member. Appreciate that.
Oh, very much so. Yeah. Very, very much so. All right. I think that's all I got.
Is that the show?
That's the show. Would you really bring the 25? You'd be so fucking paranoid. I could kind of believe it. You'd be so paranoid. Bring it back.
I'd be like, this is some mafia guy's money, and I'm gonna get shot over it. So let me just go to the police. I don't know. Found this. You tell me what to do.
See, that's why I'm getting on a plane and going straight to Vegas. Because if it does go shitty, if somebody comes around and goes, "You seen a bag?" I'll be like, I don't know. Like, first of all, if they're coming around for the bag, they're gonna look for it within the next 2 or 3 days, and I'm going to be in Vegas. Also, when you show up to Vegas with 25 large in a bag, nobody asks any questions. That's business as usual.
I get that, but you got to figure like a ring cam is gonna catch you on that, picking up the bag and leaving with it.
Fuck, I didn't think about the ring cam.
Something's gonna happen. It's gonna go wrong. I'm telling you. That's my paranoia. It's gonna go wrong.
Shit.
Someone's gonna see you, or someone walking around is gonna walking their dog is gonna see you picking up a bag. The police are gonna come around. They're gonna ask witnesses, and they go, "Yeah, I saw this guy with a beard. It's like he looked Amish, but I'm not really sure. Walking around, he picked up this bag.
Guy this tall, beard, looks Amish, hates Irish people. Is that
right?
Yeah.
He screamed something about Vegas, and then he left. I don't know.
That's the guy.
That's the guy, and then they're gonna get you. They're gonna pick you up in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, something's gonna go wrong.
We said that. Remember when Gabby Petito and they fucking found footage of her? Like, there's just footage of everything. You think about that Nepal plane crash? They fucking found footage of that thing.
Especially nowadays. There's just cameras everywhere.
Just
man.
cameras rolling all the time.
Yeah, every front of every house has a camera. Like not every house, but a good half of the.
Yeah. No, Frank was saying that if you went outside and you picked up a bag of 25 grand, there's going to be some doorbell camera that's got you that's going to see you. I know our neighbors have cameras. Probably. That's what I'm saying. Like that, you're not getting like you can't. He said
30 years ago you could get away with it probably.
Yeah, he said he would give it back right away. He'd be too paranoid. But the thing is like somebody's going to find like if it's a drug dealer or whatever, they're gonna knock on enough doors, or they're gonna be like, I want to see your fucking your footage because I dropped the bag out here and I know somebody took it.
Yeah, if it's in front of your house, they come knocking on your door. I see you got a ring cam here. You don't know who's, and they put a gun in your face. Show me the footage from yesterday.
Yeah.
And they see you picking it up and walking away with it.
If somebody did that to me, I'd be like, I'll give you 15 grand right now to leave me alone.
Yeah, but that's 25. That's 10 grand I'm missing, pal. I don't know. Your math is a little off there.
I'd be like, is that my 15 grand? I'd be like, no, it's mine, but I'll just give you 15 grand to leave.
Yeah, you never saw me. Yeah, okay.
Then I'll take that 10 grand to Vegas.
See, you got to think about these things.
Yeah, that's true.
You think you're getting away with it, but you don't know.
I just live it up in Vegas.
All right, good for you.
Come back and deal with the consequences.
Okay. Hey, if you double the money, you put the 25 grand right back where it was.
That's what I'm talking about. See, now you're thinking. If we get it up to that 100K like I want to do, we slide 25 back across the table to these people, no problem. Walk away.
Or you lose it all and you're screwed.
You can't think like that. You gotta go on the positive side of things.
All right.
All right, Frankie C. I'll tell you what I'd buy. I dropped 20K on that Jumpstart coffee was what I would do right away.
20K, nice.
Yeah, load it up. Jumpstart
it.
for life, mine and my kids. They swim it in Jumpstart.
Just do that, subscribe, and say, Sharon loves both, she said. Pizza and ice cream, so that's good.
I'm tuning in next episode just to see what she's going to love next, because I can't wait to see what it is.
I'm hooked.
Yeah.
It's the only reason I'm coming back on Friday.
I just hope it's not boiled potatoes and meat. That's what I hope.
Haggis.
All right, everybody. We'll see you on the next episode Friday. Enjoy your time between now and then.
Maybe we should go now. Go ahead.